What is up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys another episode of Amateur Hour. Today's game is going to be super long because you can see on my opponent's side of the board, he has a VGC 2016 team, and this guy has a Ferrothorn that is just so tanky. Like, he puts up Leech Seed, and all my Pokemon have such high base HP. This game really takes forever, but it is a good one, so I'm just going to start this one off and get right into it, and just get ready to sit down for, like, I don't even know how long this game's going to be. It's so long and there's so many animations. I'm pretty sure this game would have went to time if it was at an actual event, and I would have lost in time because I go down pretty early here to a really good turn 1 play for my opponent. So my opponent has Primal Kyogre and Kangaskhan as their lead. I have Sableye Gengar. I'm definitely taking this guy seriously. I would like to go for my Gravity Hypnosis play, and he's expecting a Will-O-Wisp type shenanigan. So like, I completely get played like hardcore this first turn. So we're going to see the Primeval Sea activate, we're going to see a bunch of different Megas activate, we're going to see Gengar and Kang, and oh man, this game, I just keep talking about how long it is, but like, what I do when I cast these replays, right, I watch my replay and then I'm like, alright, I'm going to hit these key points throughout when I'm casting it, and I already watched this game's like 20 something turns, so like I already just spent a good long while watching this. I have to recast it again. As first turn of the game, we're going to lose our Sableye to a Scrappy Kang Fake Out into an Origin Pulse. So Sableye goes down. I'm playing with 3 Pokemon right off the bat, which is why I said I probably would have been timed. So I come with my Giratina, right? And also, I'm not helping this whole, like, time situation, because since I'm a Pokemon down, since I have actually no options to come back in this game, after I put up a couple statuses, I'm going to start going for some double teams with my Giratina. So I come with the Giratina. I actually, luckily, I put the whole game on this, hit a Hypnosis off onto that Kyogre, so 60% of the time, very lucky. I was also trying to avoid damage with Sucker Punch. But then we see an Earthquake from the Kang, and I'm like, alright, this is just a Battle Spot Singles Kang, most likely. That means he probably has, like, you know, Rock Tomb or some other moves. We're just going to burn it, and we're going to ignore it forever. But it's cool to see Earthquake on Kang, even though, fortunately for us, that does not hit twice in doubles. I'm glad that they definitely made that work with Parental Bond, to where those AoE moves like Rock Slide and Earthquake did not hit twice. So it's at this point, you know, I'm like, does he even have Sucker Punch? I've seen Earthquake and I've seen Fake Out. He might not have it, and I have to hit that Kyogre with a Hex before it wakes up or I'll just lose. So I try and go for the Hex. Unfortunately, he does have the Sucker Punch. I guess I could have actually played it a little bit safer there and went for a Protect first turn or maybe even a Switch. But Gengar goes down. I'm down 2 Pokemon to his 4, and this is where I start double teaming. Like, I definitely would have been timed by this guy. He would have just been, you know what, I'm going to time him, because he has no way to come back in this game. But since this is a free battle spot game, we're just going to keep playing. So, and it's not like I am timer stalling him. These turns are going very fast. No one's taken a million years to lock in their moves. So I come with my last Pokemon, Lugia. It's 2 versus 4, and that's... Let's see, he goes for a second Sucker Punch here, and remember, I have Pressure on the board, and I think he's just out of Sucker Punches now, because Pressure should stack like that, right? So, he should be out of Sucker Punches. He might have one more, maybe, depending on other variables, but I get to go for an Aeroblast up onto the Kyogre slot. Doesn't really KO, but I also get a Shadow Force off, and I have to get this Kyogre off the board, because it is just the super uber. It's in the rain. Its Origin Pulse would just deal a ton of damage here, as my Giratina restores its last bit of health with leftovers. So it's at this point, Kangaskhan also takes burn damage. He goes for his last Sucker Punch. I think that has to be his last one. It's going to be super effective on my Lugia slot, and there's not much I can do about it. I'm going to activate my Citrus Berry, but remember, priority number 1 is going to be that Kyogre. And I don't even remember if I take it off this board. So we're going to go for the Aeroblast. I'm targeting the Kyogre slot. I would like to see a crit here from my high crit Aeroblast, which never seems to crit. But I never miss either, and I don't think it's 100% accuracy. So I also come in with the Shadow Force, and I take out the Kyogre. Very happy to see that. I've kind of evened up the score. You know, I've clawed my way back up. My Giratina is at full HP with a double team, and that Kangaskhan is out of Sucker Punches, I think. So this is where we see Ferrothorn, and I'm like, I can win this game. I can totally win this game. I have an evasion boost. If he just doesn't hit me with Leech Seed, I'll win. So he starts going for power-up punches on my Lugia, because I have to assume his other attack. Sorry, we've seen Fake Out, we've seen Sucker Punch, we've seen Earthquake, and now we've seen Power-Up Punch. So this guy just doesn't really have any more moves left on his Kang. So I'm just going to go for Roost here. And looking back on this game now, I realize that I roosted to avoid a Sucker Punch that could not have come. So I probably should have just started nuking down that Ferrothorn from the get-go. That's probably what I should have done. He goes for a Leech Seed on my Lugia, and this is why this game takes forever, because he is burned. Yes, But this Leech Seed, Lugia has such high base HP, he's going to be restoring, I think, more health than he takes from Burn, or just pretty close. So he takes Burn damage, and then let's see how much he restores with Leech Seed. Oh, that already happened. That happens before Burn. So next turn we're going to see. He's going to continue to Power Up Punch. Yeah, I definitely make misplays, because what I'm doing is I'm kind of afraid of this Kang, and I should have realized that he can't hit me. So that's definitely my fault looking back in this game. That's why we watch our replays, guys. We got to learn from stuff like this. So we go for a big Arrow Blast, decent damage. I go for a Shadow Force. I'm trying to avoid the Leech Seeds from the Ferrothorn. And there we go. We avoid one. And we should remember, we got double pressure users. So like PP out those Leech Seeds. And he has leftovers and the Leech Seed. Like, my Burn doesn't do anything. It doesn't do like anything at all. Like, look how much health he restores. Oh, that's so gross. That's about the same amount as my Burn, maybe even a little bit more, it looks like. So I just don't see why I didn't just run. I should have just ran from this game, because we're not even halfway through with this game yet. He's continuing to go for Power-Up Punches. I think he's at like +6 here. Oh man, this is just so gross. And I think he actually goes for Toxic with the Ferrothorn this turn. So I'm going to go for an Arrow Blast, because I don't have that much else to do. I want to see a crit. Give me a juicy crit. It's high crit ratio. I hit with my Shadow Force. I know that the Ferrothorn has Iron Barbs, but there's nothing else I can really do. We get Ferrothorn kind of low here. And he goes for a Leech Seed. He misses on Giratina because I have that evasion boost, and this is where I think I completely just throw the game. Remember, I said I was playing around that Kang, and I'm like, I don't want to eat a Sucker Punch. I thought he had one more left, but I forgot that I had like a ton of pressure users, and I should have been calculating my pressure turns better. So he's regaining a bunch of HP, but I can finish him off if I just nuke the Ferrothorn for the next few turns and just let the Kang tick out. I decided to go for a bit of a different play to avoid Sucker Punch, which never comes. And Giratina is going to protect here. I don't want to eat, you know, a Leech Seed. And also just let him take out a little bit. And he goes for a Power Punch, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know why he won't Sucker Punch me, but it's literally whatever. And what is it? Ferrothorn's going to attack here. He's going to Toxic my Lugia. And at this point, I kind of just want my Lugia gone, because it's just giving his Ferrothorn free HP. So I thought he was just Power Punching to get like +6 and not KO my Lugia. I thought that's what he was doing. I go for a Roar on the Kang. That didn't even have to be roared. It was literally Chop Liver. I could have just Arrow Blasted that turn. And it will come back to bite me. As you see Breloom come in here. And Breloom is a bit of a pain, but there's not that much I can do about it. So, we're going to see just a ton of endgame end-of-turn animations happen. That's pretty much how this game's going. It's so long. We're almost halfway through with this battle. It's just such a barn burner. So, Lugia's going to tick out. Ferrothorn's ticking out, but it's restoring HP. Everyone has statuses. I just go for a huge Arrow Blast. I could have done this all like last turn, you know? So I go for an Arrow Blast on the Ferrothorn. We're going to see Breloom pop a YOLO Swords Dance just in the face of adversity. Breloom's popping a Swords Dance. I go for a Shadow Force, and I'm targeting the Ferrothorn slot. I have to get the Ferrothorn off the board, and it's at this point that the Breloom definitely commands like field dominance here. So we're going to see a ton more end-turn animation, because that's just how this goes. So my Lugia takes Toxic damage, takes Leech Seed damage. We see Ferrothorn restore with lefties. We see Ferrothorn restore with Leech Seed. We see Ferrothorn take Burn damage. And there's just, if this was in Gen 5, this would have already like hit time for sure. But anyways, Breloom's gonna go for a Mach Punch. I think that barely KO'd even with the Swords Dance, because I forced that damage. But anyways, Lugia is going to go down, and Shadow Force is going to hit, and it's Giratina versus the world. Giratina versus a Kang that can't do anything, which for some reason I still have not noticed that when I'm playing the game. By the way, I'm playing this game at like 3 in the morning, so like, forgive me if like I suck. I've already thrown the game. I already technically have been timed by this point, I'm sure. But you know, we're still playing the game. So I just go for Protect. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to eat that Sucker Punch. I know he has like one left. And he just goes for a Fake Out. And luckily for me, my opponent doesn't take advantage of it. He just goes for the Spore to keep me honest, which is, I think, the correct play at this point. So Kangaskhan can't hit me. Kangaskhan can't do anything anymore. I guess he could Earthquake me if he really, really wanted to, but there's no point in that. So he just goes for a Power Punch, can't hit on my Ghost type, and he goes for a Spore with Breloom. Unfortunately, that hits. Remember, I do have a double team off. This is a double team Giratina. So it's at this point in the game, I actually think, well, can I win? If I get a burn up on that Breloom, I will win the game. If I get it up before I lose like half my HP, and then I'll just take one Shadow Force and I'll be able to take him out. So it's Giratina versus Evasion sorry, Evasion Giratina versus Swords Dance Breloom. He goes for a Bullet Seed. He gets a critical hit on the first hit. That's a critical hit on that first one, and then a second hit. And luckily for me, only hits twice, but it makes up for the fact that he got a crit. So that's roughly a 3 to 4 hit Bullet Seed right there. I'm going to store some lefties. Remember, I am asleep, and unfortunately for me, I think I get max sleep this game. So I get like a 3-turn sleep right here. He's going to go for a second Swords Dance, which is getting kind of scary. He's definitely making the correct play here. And, yeah, Giratina is much too tired. 3-turn sleep is too overpowered. Luckily for my leftovers have my back. So he goes for another Bullet Seed. And remember, this is a +4 Breloom, so he hits once, twice. I don't remember how many times he hits. There's a third one right here, and is it a fourth? No, he just hits 3, I think. Yeah, so he just hits 3, but you can see he's doing a ton of damage. I finally get a burn, but I'm at like 30%, so it's really hard to grind my way back in this one. Luckily for me, we don't see a Lumberry. That would have been just a nail in the coffin right there. So I still think I can come back. You know, I haven't really avoided any moves. Like, I still have the potential to dodge Spores. I'm going to go for a Protect. I'm thinking, you know what, if he wants a Swords Dance right here, let him. Because if... I gotta use my lefties to my advantage here. He's keeping me honest with the Spore. He realizes at this point he has nothing really to lose by just going for Spores whenever he can. So he's going to continue to Spore me. And there's not much I can do about it. Unfortunately for me, I do not avoid the Spore 100% accuracy. Sucks to suck. Evasion did not help me this game. I haven't even avoided a Bullet Seed either. Like, there's been so many things that could have went better this game. So I still think I can win. I'm like, you know what? As long as I don't get 3-turn sleep, I win. I'm still going to win this game. So he goes for a Bullet Seed here. He's going to hit once. And then he hits twice. And what's it happen? Does he hit again? Yeah, he hits 3 times. So he's hit 3 Bullet Seeds. So his Bullet Seeds are about fair. He crits with that one. He crits with that one. And then he crits with another one. He crits with a 4th one. And then he gets a 5th Bullet Seed. And I lose. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? He got 2 crits and a 5-hitter. And it just exactly KO'd me. So... you know what? I lost this one, guys. You can't win them all. This guy had a very standard team. It's definitely VGC 2016, but man, that was unfortunate. It's like that turn that I used double team counted for nothing. I could have just passed. Just pass, you know, don't want to do anything. But anyways, guys, you can't win them all. That was a fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, even though it took super long. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.